Every morning the world starts quietly, one soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing, a spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday to everybody and welcome. Welcome to Kindness Rising. Today is May 4th, which means one thing only. It's socially acceptable for us all to say, may the force be with you, or may the fourth be with you. And honestly, we need this. We need a little Star Wars, a little hope, maybe even a little ridiculousness, and a reminder that sometimes the whole galaxy feels like it's being run by people who failed the Jedi emotional regulation module. So today we are going full Star Wars, not halfway. Not I watched one movie and I know who Grogu is or Baby Yoda. No, we are jumping into hyperspace. We are talking hope, rebellion, chosen family, weird mentors, bad decisions, redemption arcs, leadership, fear, ego, and why every one of us has at some point looked at our life and thought, I have a bad feeling about this. Wake up, tune in, and let's make some good noise. You are my only hope. Good morning, Roseanne. Good morning, Sully. Good morning, Keith. How is everybody doing today on Star Wars Day? Star Wars Day, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Tomorrow is the double whammy. I'm very excited about tomorrow. It's Tuesday. That means it's Taco Tuesday, and it's also Cinco de Mayo. So it's Cinco de Drinko. It's Taco Tuesday. Apparently, it's going to be Mexicano all the way tomorrow. But today we are talking about Star Wars. It is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Let's get at it. Here's what I love about Star Wars. Lightsabers, cool. Spaceships, awesome. Dramatic cloaks, questionable family boundaries. Of course. And a shocking number of people making galaxy altering decisions while standing near lava. But underneath all of that, Star Wars is really about getting pulled into something bigger. Luke's not ready. Leia's carrying too much. Han pretends he doesn't care. And Chewbacca is somehow the most emotionally stable adult in the galaxy. Vader? Well, it's what happens when you never go to therapy and then someone gives you a cape, right? Star Wars Day itself started as a fan-created pun that grew into a global celebration, actually. Lucasfilms noted that May the 4th be with you has no single official origin, but one of the earliest known May 4th uses appeared in 1979. That's just 2 years after the release of the first Star Wars film in a British newspaper ad in 1979, 2 years after. A joke that's become a ritual, a pun that became a community, and a fandom became a way for people to say, I see you, my fellow nerd, and you are safe here. That's kindness. Sometimes kindness is not a grand, heroic sacrifice. It's just giving someone permission to light up about the thing that they love. And Star Wars is definitely one of the things that I love. Get involved. We're going to be talking more about Star Wars. We're going to take this to the next level of Star Wars. We're going to talk about, of course, make it connected to our Kindness Rising subjects, spotlights, rewinds, compasses, the whole Kindness Rising segmentation portfolio, all. Hey, Zeromo, what is up? I am glad you are here. May the 4th be with you, buddy. I hope you're having a great Star Wars day. Today's spotlight we're going to do a spotlight. That's right. Today we're going to do a spotlight. We are going to do, what else? I don't know. We got like 25 minutes here. We'll talk a little bit about going live and why that's a good strategy. We'll talk a little bit mostly about Star Wars and about what you like. Tidbit: behind the scenes 80s vid had matte photography to show a blend in scenery. All right. Cool. Yeah, I have the bonus. The bonus scenes. Absolutely. It's pretty cool the way they developed this whole thing. Every midnight in Japan? I did not know that. Lee Paddle, thank you for coming in and showing up. Star Wars is broadcast every midnight in Japan. Is that true? That's kind of cool. At least you know what, if you're up late, what you're going to be doing. You're going to be watching Star Wars. Absolutely. That is what we do on May 5th or May 4th. Maybe we watch it all the way into May 5th. I don't know. There's so many movies, so much content, Star Wars content out there right now. But it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing what has happened next year. Next year will be 50. They are actually already are preparing for the celebration, the 50th celebration, 1977, the release of A New Hope. Wow, 50 years. That doesn't make me feel old or anything. How about you out there? No, I don't feel old. I'll just keep watching. It still holds the same interest to me 50 years later. For sure. And we're going to talk a little bit about the fandom of Star Wars. Probably the biggest. Is there a bigger fandom than Star Wars in the world? I'm not sure. Marvel, maybe. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. That is really cool, Lee Paddle. That is really cool. One thing I love about Star Wars, absolutely, before we get into the full content, one thing I love about Star Wars is the language. All the quotes. We all know them. If you only There it is. Darth, do or do not. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Sully, you already said it. It's a trap! I am your father. And then, of course, the most recent, it is the way. I actually enjoy The Mandalorian, if you like that one. People immediately know the emotional weather. They know the joke. They know the vibe. And absolutely, that's what those quotes do when you say do or do not, or no! Anyway, StarWars.com. I've checked out StarWars.com. They describe Star Wars Day as a celebration of fandom. They got recipes, crafts, videos, blogs, fan activities around the day, and that matters because fandom isn't silly. All right, maybe it's a little silly, but it's not only silly. It gives us connection. It gives us a shared place, something to talk about, conversation starters, parents and kids, a bridge, that shared connection, grown adults permission to wear robes in public and say things like, actually, the prequels have aged better than people admit. a lot of chatter out there about Star Wars, and it reminds us that community forms around stories. That is the key. Lee Paddle, Star Wars, and Big Bang Theory. Well, you're at the right place for Star Wars. Big Bang's okay for me. That's all right. I get it. I've watched a lot of it. My dad loved that show. He watched it regularly. It's funny. The characters are great. I am more of a Seinfeld guy, but good stuff. And of course, Star Wars. But and that's the point. The point that I'm trying to make here at Kindness Rising is that it's about the stories. That's where community builds, is around stories. They don't just entertain us. They give us a place to belong. And we're building stories every day here on the Mornings in the Lab Network, and building stories every day here on Kindness Rising together with Sully and Lee Paddle, who's out there this time today. I appreciate you, and Roseanne, and I don't see Jess. Jess is usually with us. Hopefully she's okay and having a good weekend. But Keith, the rest of the crew, everybody that's out there, I see the numbers. I know you're out there. I don't know who you are yet until you reveal yourself, but please reveal yourself. Say hello in the chat. Let us know. What do you think about Star Wars? Which was your favorite of the films, or who's your favorite character, or what do you think about Star Wars? While you're thinking about that, I am going to switch gears right now. Maybe, if my system will cooperate. Here it comes, folks. Listen for the drop. There it is. Welcome to today's Kindness Spotlight. Today we're going to talk about a powerful one, and it's where Star Wars actually stops being the story, but starts to become something real. It's called the Starlight Children's Foundation, and I'm about to show you all about it. Oh, what happened? All right, that's fine. Why did you not go there? What happened? There it is. Star Wars and Starlight. Right where Star Wars stops being the story and starts being something real, an organization called the Starlight Children's Foundation. Their entire mission is simple: deliver happiness to seriously ill kids and their families. That's it. Think about that for a second. Hospital stays for kids aren't just medical, they're scary, they're isolated, they're full of uncertainty, and Starlight steps into that environment and says, what if, just what if we could bring light into that moment? They partner with hospitals across the country, over 800 healthcare facilities, reaching millions of children every year. But here's where it gets really cool. They partnered with Star Wars. They partnered with Star Wars to bring the brand into the hospital. Star Wars themed guides, gaming systems with immersive experiences, big programs to let kids escape, even just for a moment, to rise above what they are dealing with. I'm going to scroll the site a little bit. You see it. Star Wars themed gowns, Disney delivery packages, care packages, and of course they're going to sell you some Disney Plus along the way. Children Life Team has been using these Star Wars Starlight gowns today in our day surgery department at Covenant Children. They are a hit. They are not just have Star Wars, do anything Disney. They've got Marvel, they've got Pixar, and they've got Mickey too. But the point is that Star Wars is about hope in the middle of darkness, and Starlight brings that same idea right to real life. It turns fear into imagination and hospitals into spaces that feel just a little bit more human, a little more joyful, and a little bit more like the light. The light is winning, and that's not just charity, it's actually a rebellion. It's a rebellion showing up in real life and saying, we're not letting this moment be defined by fear. So today, remember, if you're celebrating Star Wars, remember this. Somewhere out there, a kid is holding a controller, wearing a gown with their favorite Star Wars character on it, and smiling in a hospital room because someone decided that kindness matters. And that is the real force in action. That's today's Kindness Spotlight. Kindness Spotlight. Sully, what's up, buddy? Definitely. Star Wars had a martial arts, Taoism, Buddhism theme. There's so much. It's reflective of the world. So much underneath it. Absolutely. The philosophy of the Force, of the Jedi. Definitely applicable and entertaining as hell too. We know this. All right. Absolutely. 1977. Wow. Where were you in 1977? I honestly don't remember the release of the first movie. Got to be honest with you. I was five. I was five. I've seen it 1,000 times, if not more, but I was five when the first one came out. My real introduction to Star Wars was Empire. Empire Strikes Back. I think it was 1981 or two. I don't remember, but I was about 10 years old or so. hmm And Roseanne, you're out there. You might remember this. It has a very significant story behind it. The story is that I wanted to go see Star Wars. I wanted to go see Star Wars so bad. Oh, so bad. And I couldn't wait until Empire Strikes Back came out because it became a thing, you know? I didn't see the first movie in the theaters, but it was such a thing at that time. So Empire Strikes Back comes around and I go to my mom. You're out there, Roseanne. I know you are. Mom, Mike and I want to go see Star Wars. Can we go? We want to go. We want to go. And I remember, Mom, it was the time we had, right around the time we had put the little addition onto the Rugby Roadhouse. Yep. And you said, okay, you want to go see Empire Strikes Back? Get out there and start picking rocks. You had Mike McNally and I picking rocks in the backyard so that we could plant grass around that little addition that got put onto the house. Not little addition, it was actually a nice addition. But anyway, uh, I remember it. I remember picking rocks to go see Empire Strikes Back, and then he dropped us off at the Crest Theater, the Crest, right there on Helen Street, one of the classic theaters in our town that they just don't exist anymore. And so, yeah, I agree. Same, the majestic high ceiling movie theater, the old school. I saw Empire Strikes Back there, and I remember the last movie that I saw at the Crest Theater in Binghamton, which was Pulp Fiction, 1994. So, yeah, yeah, the theater, the experience of it, absolutely, absolutely. But here's the deal. This is the rewind. We're on the rewind to 77. I was 5 years old. The first Star Wars film hit the theaters May 25th, 1977, and nobody had any clue. Maybe George Lucas knew that he had an idea here and it was going to go, but nobody really knew. We were all just dropped into a space opera with laser swords, droids, desert planets, and a farm kid staring at two suns like every teenager who has ever thought there has to be more than this. And then came the cultural explosion, the action figures, the lunch boxes, Halloween costumes, bed sheets. Do I keep going? Arcade games, VHS tapes, merchandising. Yeah, yeah, it's all about the merchandising. That's what Mel Brooks said for Spaceballs, right? Yogurt introduced merchandising, action figures, lunchboxes, Halloween costumes, bed sheets, arcade games, VHS tapes, and let us not forget the Christmas special. Anybody out there know about the Christmas special, the Star Wars Christmas special? I don't remember it when it happened live, but I have seen it since. It is an atrocity, an absolute atrocity. It's like you have to stare at it and go, "What? Who came up with this thing?" Of course, Star Wars became more than a movie. It became the mythology machine. There's so much to it. George Lucas talked about Joseph Campbell being his influence of mythic storytelling on Star Wars, especially the idea of the hero's journey. That's a Joseph Campbell thing, Heart of Darkness, and the hero's journey structure of New Hope. Why it stuck. Luke's journey is not really about space. Space is just the environment that he's in. It's about becoming, about leaving comfort, about meeting your mentors and facing your fears and failing and trying again. All the things. Learning that power without wisdom gets real dark real fast. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the reality is, good morning, Jess. How you doing? Welcome in. We're talking about Star Wars today, Jess. Are you a Star Wars fan? I don't know. Anyway, Learning that power without wisdom gets real dark real fast. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
There it is. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Absolutely. But here's the thing: if you look at it, you like the old ones, the originals. You like the original trilogy, Jess. I like it all. I like it all. I can see the connection. I think it's brilliantly done. I haven't watched every. I don't think I've watched every single moment of Star Wars content. There's just so much. But we recently rewatched or watched the on Disney. I'm going aside here. Yeah, Jar Jar was tough one, Jess. We'll talk about that in a second. But the hell was I just saying? My brain just went crazy. Oh, we just recently watched the Obi-Wan backstory series. Pretty entertaining stuff for sure. Love it. Making the connection. The Obi-Wan series makes the connection between the prequel trilogy and the one you love, Jess. The three, the Jar Jar Binks stuff that was prequel. It was tough. Jar Jar Binks actually has a special place in our heart here in my house, though. We have a little kitty. I've introduced you to my kitties. His name is Charlie, aka Char Char. But he also, poor little guy, he's so sweet. But he eats like a pig and he's just got a really high metabolism. And man, does he make some smells. This is part of having a pet, right? We have the litter box downstairs and you can tell when Charlie's been there. And therefore, his name is not Charlie. It's not Charles. It's not Chuck. It's straight up Char Char Stinks. That is him. Our cat is Char Char Stinks, inspired by Jar Jar Binks of Star Wars. Anyway, the Clone Wars one. Yep. Oh, the Clone Wars series. The animated series, Jess. Is that what you're talking about? And of course, when you watch it with your kids or you do something connected with them, then it's forever locked in the brain, just like Dora the Explorer is Dora the Explorer, right? I have caught myself, not recently, but a few years back, getting on the nostalgia train for my children, and I haven't caught myself. I've actually been caught by family members watching Dora by myself. It's true. I've done it. It reminds me, it connects me to my kids. It doesn't matter. I'm the map. Anyway, I'm really not watching it. I'm just thinking, but it's just, you watch those things and it's just comforting. It's comforting. That's what it is. It's comforting and relaxing. And so that you can think clearly about other things when that kind of noise is on. Anyway, wow, we are flying. The time flies. Maybe I need to make Kindness Rising an hour-long show. I wish I had the time and the energy because, that's it. It's 5 of 8, and we're going to get on over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends at 8 o'clock, and keep coming back here at 7:30 a.m. Eastern every weekday morning with Jess and Sully and Roseanne and Lee Paddle, I hope you're still out there. Zeromo, all our friends in the chat, say hello. Yeah, you're right, Jess. He can't help it. We love him. He's Char Char Stinks. It's just what it is. And at least he's using the litter box. So it's part of the deal. You can choose to be a good guy or a bad guy. Absolutely. You know me, you've seen my thumbnails. I love to play with the AI stuff. I'm going to see if I can find this. Will it come up? There it is. Here's something I made for myself. The light and the dark. You're watching Sylvester and Speedy Gonzalez, Mom. Here's the light in the dark. I just made myself a Jedi Knight. Am I the blue or the red? It's fun, right? Choose to be a good guy or a bad guy. And actually, Jess, I think the truth is right at the heart of it. Right at the heart of it. I've talked about this before with you guys. We're all of it. Sometimes we're the good guy. Sometimes we're the bad guy. It's all part of life. We're all part of it. We all contain it all. Contain multitudes. And so there it is. My AI depiction of myself, split personality. Silly stuff. All right. Anyway, that's it. We're already winding down. That's it. We're winding up, winding down, winding around, whatever here on Kindness Rising this morning. I haven't been kicking the tunes. I've just been chatting about Star Wars. I could sit here and talk about Star Wars forever, but now I've got to kind of scroll through and find out what I have so much content, and I only have so much time. But that's okay. All right, so let's move on. Let's do a compass. Because people are like, Star Wars, dude, Star Wars, kindness. What are you doing? We're going to do our kindness compass. Maybe your age showing that you're watching Sylvester and Speedy. No, I would watch that too if it came on my screen, Roseanne, for sure. So here's the question. What does Star Wars really teach us about kindness? Right? Okay, so here's a couple of the lessons that I take away from Star Wars about kindness. First of all, fear. Fear, you have to give fear attention before it becomes control. So if you don't give the fear the attention, it can't control you, is the point of what I'm saying. Yoda wasn't kidding. Fear becomes anger, and anger becomes hate, and hate becomes suffering, and suffering becomes pain for others, right? In Star Wars, it became a dude building a giant space station with a design flaw that fortunately our rebels were able to blow up. But that's one of the things. Fear needs attention before it becomes control. So if you don't give the fear the attention, it can't control you. Chosen family matters. That's another lesson I think really, really important. Luke, Leia. Well, Luke and Leia were family, but we didn't know it until later on. But they were chosen family first. They didn't know it. Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, R2, C3PO, messy, arguing, interrupting each other. Half the time it's chaos. Nobody knows the plan, but they keep showing up for each other, and that is community. And lastly, the idea that redemption is possible. It's not easy. It's not cheap. It's not automatic, but it's possible. Star Wars says people are not always the worst things they have done. And that's a deeply kind idea. And lastly, sometimes the small things change everything. A little tiny droid, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, a message, a choice, a teenager on a desert planet, a single act of courage, a single act of kindness. The galaxy shifts through small moments, and so does our community. So that's it. That was Star Wars Day. I appreciate you all coming out for Star Wars Day here on Mornings in the Lab Network and Kindness Rising as we get up and get after it. Rise in kind with a little bit less rage bait and a lot more high fives for humanity. And so here's the thread. Here's the thread for today. Star Wars works. It works because it gives us permission to believe that light still matters. Even when there's chaos, even when the opposition, the empire is loud, even when the algorithm feels like a Sith Lord in a hoodie whispering, give in to your anger. Give in to your anger. You still get a choice. You can choose curiosity, courage, or community. You can choose to be the person who says, I don't have a whole plan. I don't know, but I'm here. That's kindness. That is leadership. And it's actually the kindest kind of rebellion. So today on May 4th, may the kindness be with you. May your coffee be strong. May your Wi-Fi be stable. And may your lightsaber be metaphorical. Ultimately, may you never, ever build your entire strategy around one single exhaust port. Thanks for joining me here on Kindness Rising. Get on over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Stick around with the channels all week long as we celebrate and enjoy another trip around the galaxy. I made that one up. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Until then, stay uncommon and stay kind.